What's eating you? Psychology Eats is here to help you. What's eating you? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome back to Psychology Eats. So what's eating you? Well, as you can tell from the title, I am doing a response to the Kirk Franklin incident with his oldest son. And I'm just going to give my take on it from a psychological point of view. There are many videos out on YouTube talking about this. So I'm going to show you a little bit of, now go find this yourself because obviously I'm using my phone.
Is Kirk Franklin and his wife Tammy. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely. So let me start with just trying to unpack and understand what's going on here, Kirk. And this is a developing story. So to be clear, we're talking about the things that have happened so far that have been made public. Your 32-year-old son, Kerryon, posted a video of an exchange between the two of you. It was clearly very heated. It was a phone call, and it contained profanity and anger. Let me play some of it.
So, Kurt and his son got into a heated argument. And if you know Kirk Franklin, he is a gospel creator of fabulous music that we have all shimmied to. I mean, his music crosses over into the club. I mean, we don't stomp at a club. We don't stomp at a wedding. Hell, some of us don't stomp at a funeral. But anyway, so Kirk Franklin, as a matter of fact, you know, through all of this, he blessed, okay? Because what he has done with this argument with his 30-year-old son has really shown and put a spotlight on what many of our families are dealing with. And that is conflict within the family. And how do you handle it? I can give examples, you know, from my own experiences raising kids. And I'm in a season right now where I'm in conflict with one of my kids. And if our last interaction had been video, well, some of it was, you would have heard some things coming out of my mouth, period. Okay? Not out of his mouth, because he ain't crossed that line with me. And Kirk's son, from what I remember, didn't cross that line with him. Kirk cussed him out. So people are dragging Kirk, saying, you're supposed to be a Christian, and you cussing like that. But you know what? Christians aren't perfect. They're forgiven. Muslims aren't perfect. They're forgiven. Jews aren't perfect, and the list goes on and on. But the story, how the story goes, Kurt was only a teenager himself when he had his son. And then his life progressed and things happened, whatever. He got remarried or married to his current wife. And in the video, he talks about his son having some emotional issues and all of that. So I think for the most part, because I'm a therapist, I deal with family conflicts outside of even my own family, and helping people to resolve family conflicts is not easy, because when the conflict erupts. Like what we saw was the eruption. What we heard was the eruption. But underneath the eruption, so you have a volcano, it erupts. But the pressure is under the surface. So under the surface, with Kirk and his son, is where the real problems lie. And as therapists and psychologists and psychiatrists, we want to get to the bottom layer of the problem. Now, in the example of me and my son, not the son that you met in a mukbang back 2 mukbangs ago, but I believe my other son is in some of my other videos from last year. It might be one video with him in it. But our relationship and the relationship he has with the family goes much deeper than the eruption that happened. And obviously for me as a therapist, it hurts me that I wasn't able to reach my son before this eruption happened. But it did happen. So what I would say as a clinician and as a treatment idea for Kurt and for any other family that is going through this kind of turmoil is for Kurt, I would say each individual family member needs to figure out their own stuff. Especially if you're the child. You need to figure that out. As a therapist and a clinician, I know what is happening with my son. I get it. Just a little bit of information. If you go deep in my videos, you'll know this because I have shared this. But my particular son that I'm talking about did not become my son until he was 8 years old. I didn't meet him until he was 5 years old. And so before that, there was a great loss that he experienced and trauma with that. And so as a result, he's had some difficulties in his life, and I get it. I get it. Even though I get it, and I know Kirk gets it because he talks about it, that his son had emotional issues. Even though he gets it, there's a line that nobody should cross. You step over that line of respecting me as your parent, then there's going to be some consequences to that. And so sometimes we have to step back and let, even if it's our child, let them go. Let them be. If being near me or around me is causing you so much pain and so much stress, then go. And I think that is what is going to have to happen with Kurt and his son. Because if he thinks that it's so painful to be around Kurt and his family, then he needs to go and figure that out. I like what Ricky Lake, oh, where'd she come from? What Ricky Smiley said about this incident with them, because he had a lot of issues with his son Brandon. And basically what he said is that I need peace in my life. I'm not going to have someone in my life that is causing drama, disturbances, unrest in my life. Life is too short for that. Life is too short for that. And I think at the end of the day, you got to have peace for yourself. And I think hopefully Kurt will figure that out. Like, you got to find the peace for yourself and your family. And your son is going to have to figure that out somewhere else. Because you can't bring all that here. You can't do it. So that's the treatment plan. That's the treatment plan for me. That's the treatment plan for Kurt. That's it. That's all. So that's all I got to say about the entire Kirk Franklin situation. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget, you can always email me at psychologyeats2 at gmail.com. Is it gmail.com? At gmail. And if you have any questions regarding any psychological questions about medications, any questions at all, please reach out to me and I will get back to you on that. Thank you.